Hello everyone, welcome to Saturday Core and Recovery. If you are currently watching through my website, if you wouldn't mind just going ahead and clicking on that video, that will direct you to YouTube, and then from there drop a comment so I know who is participating in my class today. As you can see, my cat has melted behind me. The heat's gotten to her. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Hello Janine, welcome, welcome. We'll get started here in probably like 2-3 minutes. Want to give people a chance to tune in. Evie and Lynn in the house. All right. Welcome to the Roy family. What's AJ doing? I saw the photos. I forget who posted of when you guys went to Yosemite. It looked beautiful. Mom, yes, it is a little bit smoky down here. We've had to close all the windows and turn the AC on. Kind of stay indoors. But we're leaving tomorrow for the Eastern Sierras, which we're excited for. Hopefully the air is a little better up there. If you are just tuning in through my website, if you wouldn't mind just clicking on the video itself, that will direct you to YouTube. And then from there, drop a comment so I know who's participating today. How long were you guys in Yosemite? All right, we'll get started here in about a minute or two. Four days, nice. If you can't see, my cat has completely melted in the heat. I'm quiet? Okay. How about now? Is that better? Turn it up a little bit. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. We're actually going to start with a little bit of breath work today. This is a yoga practice, pranayama breath practice called 3-sectional breathing. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay down on your back. You're going to have your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Hands are going to start on your lower abdomen. So find your belly button and then put your hands just below that. Let's all take a nice big inhale together. Nice big exhale. For this practice, we're going to breathe only through our nose, both the inhale and the exhale. What we're going to do with each inhale, we're going to try to fill that space in our lower belly and our abdomen. So where our hands are making contact with our body, we want to fill that space up with air. And then when we exhale, try to have all the air leave your body. Inhale. Exhale. With each inhale, imagine that the breath is not only rising up towards the ceiling, it's also going down into the ground, into your lumbar spine, and out to the sides all at the same time. Good. Keep going. Inhale, exhale into the lower abdomen. So that is the first section of 3-sectional breathing. Now we're going to take our hands and place them in the center of our chest, right over our sternum. Okay, so that kind of bony cartilage right in the middle of your chest where all your ribs attach to. Now as we inhale, we're going to keep a slight engagement in our belly. So we're going to squeeze our abs, allow the breath to fill the rib cage and to expand the upper part of our torso. With each inhale, see if you can feel the space in between your ribs opening up and expanding. See if you can feel your shoulder blades sliding away from your spine. And with each exhale, allow all of your breath to leave your lungs. Good, that's section 2 of 3-sectional breathing. For the last section, we're going to place our hands on opposite shoulders. So right hand onto left shoulder, right hand, left shoulder, left hand, right shoulder. Now as we inhale, I want you with each inhale to make your nostrils really wide, to focus on the space inside of your head and your neck that the air comes into. Try to take in a lot of air up into that nasal passage. Feel it in your throat and neck, and then exhale all of the air. With each exhale, see if you can feel your shoulders dropping away from your ears. Hands by your sides, allow your breath to return to a more natural state. Good. Arms are going to go straight up into the air. You're going to start making circles with the fingers and wrists. If visuals help you when you're doing movement, I like to imagine that I have a wheel in between my hands. It could be a bike wheel, it could be a pottery wheel. I know Lynn likes pottery. And that you're turning that wheel with your fingers. Okay. So doing wrists and fingers. Switch directions. Feel free to switch back and forth at any time that you want. Good. We're going to make this circle bigger. We're going to allow it to come into our elbows. So the wheel just doubled in size. We're still trying to turn it. We're allowing our elbows to bend now. Our wrists and fingers are still leading the movement. Good. And reverse whenever you want to. Good. We're going to make the circle even bigger. Allow it to go into your shoulders now. So we're bending elbows and shoulders, wrists and fingers. Good. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Arms by your sides. Legs up in the air. Feel free to have a bend in your knees. You don't need to have them straight up. We're going to do the same thing, starting with the ankles, making circles. For the lower body, I like to imagine that I have like a pool of water in the air. It's kind of a weird visual, but if I have like a pool of water above my feet, I'm making two little circles with my toes, drawing circles in the water, or drawing circles in the sand. Good. Circles are going to get a little bit bigger. Allow that to go into your knees. Again, feel free to switch directions at any point. Good. Circles are going to get even bigger. Allow that to go into your hips. Or you can do what Jazz is doing and pass out. Yeah. Oh. She's got the right idea, right? Good. And shake that out, shake that out. Nice. Hug your right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg long. You're going to allow your right leg to drop across your body. Right arm's going to stretch in the opposite direction. Good. Come back to center. Extend both legs long. Hug the left knee into the chest. Drop the left knee across the body. Left arm reaches in the opposite direction. Look towards your left hand. Good. Come back to center. All right, time to start working out a little bit. Knees pointing straight up in the air, arms pointing straight up in the air. You are all veterans of my class, so you know dead bugs. Just in case you've forgotten, I'll go through the 3 different versions. If you already know which one that you like to do, go ahead and do 15 to 20. Remember to breathe. Inhale as you open, exhale as you close. I'll show you the 3 versions. Version 1, you'll have arms on the floor, lowering the legs, feet hover an inch to the floor, and then come back to center. Make sure you're bracing your core, sucking that belly button down and in. Version 2, arms will be straight up in the air. Open, shoulders and hips, hands and feet hover an inch from the floor. Exhale, bring everything back to center. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Version 3, extend the legs as you open. The closer your feet are to the floor, the harder it will be to maintain your core integrity. So 45 degrees if you want to try it with legs extended, or maybe try to go all the way. All right, 15 to 20 on your own count. Begin. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Good. Finish up with 1 or 2 more if you have them, and then we'll move on. Okay, dead bug number 2. This is going to be a contralateral exercise, which means we work with opposite sides. It's going to look like this. I'm going to have my right arm go with my left leg. Open, close, and switch sides. Left arm, right leg. Back to center. Good, let's do 15 to 20, or actually 16 to 20, just so that we're even on both sides. On your own count, begin. Each time you open, try to reach as far as you can with your fingers, as far as you can with your toes, and then back to center. Good, 1 or 2 more, maybe 3 or 4 more if you have them, and then we'll move on. All right. This next exercise, kind of like a dead bug, but not really. I call it like dead bug number 3, but not important. Anyways, these are going to be up in the air, just like a normal dead bug. This time, hands are going to be by our sides, either at 45-degree angle or in a T position. Okay, I'm going to do 45 so I don't crush my kitty. What you're going to do is, without letting either shoulder come off the mat, you're going to drop your knees to one side, maybe 45 degrees, come back to center. 45 degrees to the other side, back to center. Make sure that as you rotate, you're not letting your shoulder come off the floor, okay? We're stretching the core by twisting and then making it come back to center. Twist, back to center. If that feels easy for you, try to extend the legs Come back to center. Okay, let's do maybe 12 to 16. On your own count, begin. Exhale, twist. Inhale, come to center. Good, maybe one or two more to each side, and then we'll move on. All right, we're going to go right into our hip bridges. We're going to give the front of our body a little bit of break. For hip bridge, we want our feet about a foot away from our butt. So if you reach down, you should just be able to touch either heel if you curve to one side. Okay? We want feet about hip distance apart, not too wide, not too narrow. You're going to squeeze your core, keep your torso nice and straight. Squeeze your glutes, drive your feet into the floor, squeezing your glutes, bridging your hips up. At the top, you want to be one long line from your shoulders to your knees. And then you're going to bring your hips back down to the floor. Drive up, come down. That's version 1. If that's the version you want to do, go ahead and do 15 to 20. If you want more of a challenge, bridge up, stabilize the hips, don't let them move to either side as you extend one leg. Switch, extend the other, then to the floor. Okay, that's version 2 if you want a little bit more of a challenge. Version 3, go up on one leg, switch at the top, down on one leg, up on one leg, switch, down. Okay, version 1, 2, or 3, 15 to 20 on your own count, begin. Good, a few more if you have it. Feel free to hug your knees into your chest, rock side to side, maybe a little front back. All right, we're going to start building the heat a little bit, or maybe a lot of bit, depending on your AC situation. So this is going to be toe touches. Legs are going to be up in the air. Knees can be slightly bent, no need to have them perfectly straight. The goal is to reach up and touch your toes, or as high up as you can. So I like to start with my hands on my knees, squeeze my core as hard as I can, slide up as far as I can, and then slowly lower back down. Okay? We want to control the way down even more than the way up. So that would be version 1, slide up about halfway up your shins, and then back down. Version 2, try to touch your toes, and then back down. Toes, back down. Version 3, if you want to give it a shot, legs will be extended. reach up, touch the toes, come back down, touch, down. Okay? So, version 1, version 2, version 3. Go ahead, choose your version. Let's do maybe 15 to 20 at a pretty good tempo. So up, down, up, down. Exhale as you go up, inhale as you come down. If you need to rest, rest, and then finish however many you have left. Good. Stretch out, arms overhead, legs long, reach, reach, reach. All right, fingers interlaced behind your neck or the back of your head. You're going to bring opposite elbow to opposite knee, back down. Opposite elbow, opposite knee, back down. Okay? That's version 1. If that feels good, go ahead and do about 16 to 20 on your own count. If you want more of a challenge, you're going to have arms by your sides. You're going to reach up, touch opposite toe, back down. Opposite toe, back down. If you want to do even more of a challenge, legs straight, opposite foot, opposite foot. Okay? 1, 2, or 3, choose your version, 15 to 20, begin. I'll demonstrate all 3 again. Good. Finish up. If you have a few more left, stretch your legs long, arms overhead. Good. All right. Moving right along. Next exercise. This, I'm going to show you a few different versions. These are Russian twists. Also, pardon my hair. I do need a haircut. Every morning I wake up and I look like a mad scientist. All right, for Russian twists, version 1, start by having your legs out in front of you, knees bent, heels on the floor. Try to make your spine nice and straight. Slowly lean back just to that point where you feel like your heels are going to come off the floor. Okay, this is version 1. This will be the easiest. Hands together, twist, touch the floor on one side, come back to center, twist, touch the floor on the other side, come back to center. Version 2, you're going to lift your lower leg so that it's parallel with the floor. Try to keep your torso straight, lifting the chest, bracing the core, hands together, twist, twist. If you want more of a challenge, try to straighten the legs, keeping the chest straight, twist, and twist. With any of these versions, if you want to add some weight to make it more challenging, that is a great option. Okay? Let's do about 16 to 20 twists, and then we'll move on. Good. Finish up if you have any left, and then we'll take a little breather here. This is a good time if you want to grab a drink of water. Now's your chance. We'll rest for about 1 more minute, and then we'll move on to the next exercises. Also, feel free if you have any questions at any point, just type that in the comment section. If there's any exercise too that you're interested in doing today, feel free to throw that in there as well. Most of the classes I don't plan, I just kind of improvise as I go, knowing that I have certain things that I really like to do. So if there's anything you want to work at, I can easily incorporate that into what we're doing today. All right, moving into the next set of exercises. For this, we're going to be on all fours. All right, doing a check, make sure that your shoulders are stacking over your wrists. Check to see if your hips are stacking over your knees. Take a moment to spread your fingers, feel the floor. If you've ever owned a cat before, they do something called kneading, right, where they looks like they're kneading dough. Really, they're trying to get milk. So do that, fingers spread. This is a good way to feel your fingers and your hands on the floor. Okay? From here, you're going to brace your core. Try to keep everything stable. Reach forward with your right arm as you kick back with the left leg. Bring elbow towards knee. Reach back out, and then switch sides. Okay? Opposite side, reach. Towards knee, reach, back down. All right, let's do 16 to 20, so that'll be 8 to 10 on each side. Evie said hip and knee have been hurting. Any stretches for that at the end? Absolutely. Good, a few more if you have it. And then go ahead and finish up. For this next exercise, you're going to have feet together, knees wide. Sit your hips onto your heels. Arms are going to be overhead. Think child's pose. What we're going to do from here is we're going to pull ourselves forward using our hands and arms. So what I'm doing is I'm going to press my hands into the floor as hard as I can, driving my arms, trying to bring them closer to my sides, pulling and shifting my weight forward. Once I'm here, I'm going to try to tap opposite shoulder, hand back down, opposite shoulder, hand down. Press yourself back. Okay? Again, use those arms and fingers, claw yourself forward, touch opposite shoulder, press back. Okay? If that feels good for you, go ahead and do about 15 of those. If you want more of a challenge, you're going to start from a downward dog position. Same motion in the arms. Pull your weight forward, shift to plank. Opposite shoulder, press back. Claw forward, opposite shoulder, press back. Okay, so either version 1 or 2, try for about 15. Good. Finish up if you have a few more left, and then we'll move on. Let's see, how much time do we have? Cool. All right, we're going to finish up with a few more exercises. All of these will be isometric exercises. The most common isometric exercise is a plank, so all of these exercises will fall under that family. Meow. Yeah. First one is called beast pose. So we're going to be on all fours just like we were for this exercise. This time, instead of having our knees directly underneath our hips, we're going to bring our knees in maybe an inch or two. Okay? First step is we want to set the shoulders. We don't want our back sagging in between them. We want to be pressing the floor away, okay? And we want to be wrapping our arms. So when I mean wrapping our arms, here's the test. If you bend your elbows and they go straight back, you're wrapping your arms. If you bend your elbows and they go out to the side, you're not. So whew, squeeze them in so that the elbows bend backwards towards your body. From here, we're going to tuck the toes. Suck the belly button up and in, lift the hips, lift the knees an inch off the floor, and hold. Remember to breathe as you do this. Inhale, exhale through the nose only. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. Good, shake that out, shake that out. Let me just show you one modification here. If you have sensitive wrists, you can also do this using a chair, okay? So hold either side of the chair. This will put your wrist in a more neutral position, and you'll get the same benefits, okay? You can also do that using yoga blocks. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some movement into beast pose. What you're going to do is you're going to be on all fours again. This time, when we lift the knees, you're going to try to lift one foot, place it back down, try to lift the other foot, place it back down. Try to keep your hips and your shoulders and your body from moving to compensate. Okay? You want to stay perfectly still. Good. All right. Let's all try that together. Get into position. Tuck the toes, suck the belly button up and in, lift the knees an inch. Try lifting one foot, back down. Other foot, back down. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Nice. Shake it out. Shake it out. Cool. All right. Done with the beast pose. We're going to do 2 more isometric exercises and then call it a day. Stretch and cool down. For this one, we're going to work on our side plank. I'll show you a few different versions for this. Version 1, you're going to have your knees bent, drive the legs into the floor, bridge your hips up. You want to be one long line from knees all the way to shoulders. Okay, so that's version 1. Version 2, you'll have your legs extended, same position, up and hold. Version 3, lift your top leg. All right, 1, 2, or 3, starting in 5, 4, 3, 1, go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. Good. Let's switch sides. Last exercise. Last exercise of the day. You've made it. All right. Either 1, 2, or 3. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. And done. Nice. Pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself on the back. You did it. You did it. All right, let's see how much time we have for a cool down. Great. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cool down now. Do some stretches. Evie, a lot of these will be focused for the hips and the knees, so hopefully it helps. All right, we're going to start. This is one that you won't find taught in many exercise classes. So what you're going to do is you're going to sit with your legs straight. Relax all the muscles, the big muscles in your leg. And grab your thighs and shake them out a little bit. This is the sort of thing that you learn in dance classes, but you will never learn in a fitness class or in a gym. Right? I like to take either hand on either side of my leg. Imagine that I'm trying to start a fire. Good, other side. Good. We're going to take our fingers and place them on our kneecap. Move your kneecap in little circles or up and down. We often forget about our kneecap because it seems like this bone that just floats there. But if the kneecap doesn't move, it means that you're going to have friction between your bones and your kneecap, and you don't want that. The kneecap should be kind of free to move about. Good. Do the other side. And good. All right, let's get into a kneeling position. Right leg behind, left leg in front. If you want more of a stretch, have your back foot tucked under so you're on your toes. If you want less of a stretch, have your leg or your ankle and foot extended. From this neutral position, you're going to squeeze your glutes, which is going to tuck your pelvis under. That's going to lengthen your hip flexors and all the muscles here on the front part of your leg. If you're squeezing your glutes and tucking your pelvis, you should feel a stretch even just right here. If you need a little bit more, shift your weight forward. You'll probably only get about 10 to 15 degrees of extension in the leg that you're stretching. Anything after that, it's going to start coming from your lower back. Okay? Really focus on tucking that pelvis under. Good, let's go ahead and switch legs. Left leg behind, right leg in front. Squeeze the glutes, tuck the pelvis under. If you need, maybe shift the weight forward 1 inch to 6 inches. Good, and relax, switch sides again. So for this next exercise, you can use a yoga block if you need, or a chair. I'll show you how it's going to look. So the front leg, you're going to straighten, keep a slight bend in that front knee, flex the toes back towards your knee. Okay? I'm going to hinge at the hips, shifting my weight forward. This is where I like to use a chair. Put my hands on the chair. You can also have yoga blocks or water bottles, anything on the side. If you are flexible enough, you can bring your hands to the floor. Think of shooting your hips back, reaching long and forward with the head. So notice how my back is pretty much straight. What I want to avoid is this. Okay? If you want a little bit more of a stretch, if your left leg is in front, you're going to bring, if you're using a chair, bring your right hand to the left side of the chair and twist in towards the leg that you're stretching. If you're using yoga blocks, move that block closer to your foot, twist. You can also grab your foot and twist. Good, and relax. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Remember, keep a nice little bend in that knee here. One thing that's really common when we stretch the hamstrings is you'll see people straighten the leg. What this does is this is actually going to start stretching the nerves, mostly the sciatic nerve. So if your leg is straight like this, you might feel like you're stretching, but a lot of that sensation is probably coming from you pulling on your nerves, which, unless you're a circus artist and you're trying to get a crazy amount of flexibility, not something you necessarily want to do. So keep a little bend in the knee there. That'll protect the nerves that run down the back of that leg. Again, shoot the hips back. Try to maintain a nice neutral spine. And then if you want, you can twist into that front leg. Good. Come back to center. Relax. One last stretch to cool down. I'm going to have my arms behind me, fingers pointed away from my body. I'm going to cross one ankle over opposite thigh and then try to sit up nice and tall, pulling that knee and leg in towards my body. Good. Switch legs. Good. And relax. That is going to be the class for today. Thank you, everyone who tuned in. Thank you, Angelique. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Evie. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you to those of you who are on... Oh, Chris was here on Instagram. Yo, thanks for tuning in, Chris. I appreciate it. Cool. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I will not be doing the Monday yoga class this week because I will be camping. I might be doing yoga, but you won't be doing it with me unless you're doing it at home. Yeah, thank you all very, very much. Once I get back from camping, hopefully there'll be some exciting announcements about the Love Gym coming up. I want to add some more classes and get this thing going a little bit more. I really appreciate all of the support so far. And one last thing before I go, Evie, you had mentioned your knee hurting. I'll just kind of give you a little rundown of, I can't diagnose exactly what's happening, but usually with the knee is what I've heard called a stupid joint. That's not a good way to describe it, but what we mean by that is that it only has one plane that it moves in, right? It extends or it flexes. So if we're having pain with our knee, most of the time that pain is not coming from something that's wrong with your knee. It usually comes from either lack of mobility in the ankle or lack of mobility in the hip. So what I would encourage you to do is kind of look at how your ankles move, look at how your hips move, and if one of those in particular is really tight or feels really unstable, that's probably where the knee pain is stemming from. Yeah. All right, thank you guys. I'll stick around for 2 or 3 minutes if anyone has any questions, and then I got to get to packing. Also, if you are free this afternoon, my lovely girlfriend Angelique created basically a virtual art space, art and performance space. It was a public commissioned work that is launching today. I posted it on my Facebook page, so if you want to go check out some really cool virtual art and virtual performance, today's a good chance to do it.